Going on, people? Just got home and it's time to record the little video to give little mechanical advice to somebody. So I have one of my subscribers from YouTube call me, I would say a couple weeks ago. We had a brief conversation with him. So he has a 379 Peterbilt. I believe it was 2006, 7, 5, something like that. I don't know if it's BXX or MXX, C15 Cat. And he had a problem with the fuel mileage, so we kind of solved that. Ended up being his fuel lines collapsed. So now he's working. He said when he sleeps in it, it has this micro vibration. Drives him absolutely crazy. So it's kind of hard to explain squeaks, noises when you're not there, and special vibrations. So I kind of went over with him. The things actually gets missed quite often. I'm really familiar with the 379 Peterbilts. So I went over it, and I will tell you what gets missed quite often. I go from the most uncommon to most common, or the other way around. Anyway, so I told him, I says, what about the cap mount? So the cap mounts were changed. He says, what about the motor mounts, the back ones and front ones? Quite often, people really pay attention to the back motor mounts, not front ones, because front one does can create a huge vibration. I experienced that on my own skin. Another thing, on the back of the transmission, on especially 18 and 13 speed, they have like a bar, goes from one frame rail to the other one, and there's a couple bolts with a spring. If you do have one of those, just cut it out and throw it away. It doesn't service any purpose besides transferring vibration into the frame and then eventually into your cab. So all that was gone. We checked. I talked to him about the fuel pressure. Fuel pressure was fine, and he quite could not explain to me what the vibration is. So everything was replaced on it. I says, when it goes down the road, does it have vibration then? He's like, no, not really. It runs fairly smooth after motor mounts and the cab mounts and fuel lines and fuel pressure and fuel pump. He put in an extensive amount of work in it, so he replaced quite a bit on it. He replaced the biometrical sensor on it too. So I says, when is the engine was overhauled? Like he told me one time, he's like, it was about a little over 2 years ago. I says, who did it, Cat? He has a paperwork, blah, 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 whatever. So I said, you know what? I believe when Cat overhauls motors, they never put harmonic balancer on it. So he didn't know what the harmonic balancer is and exactly what it does. He thought it was just a chunk of metal swinging in the front, does nothing. So the harmonic balancer fails. They will never leak. There's no way to actually balance him. I don't know exactly who can balance it. You just replace him. On the Detroit Cat Cummings mechanical literature, I believe that's proper way for it. They recommend to change in 500,000 or 5 years, whatever comes first. The reason, in my personal opinion, reason why they recommend to change them there, that's what the warranty was usually does. So I told him, I says, you need to change the harmonic balancer because I most guarantee you it's never been changed. And I says, that vibration what you explained to me, like I went through it and I fought it too, and then I replaced it. But mine was with the Detroit. Like you cannot find this smooth idle when you're sitting still, like you done for the night. You bump up your RPMs anywhere from 900 to 800 to 1,000 to 1,100 to 1,200, whatever, and it's never was smooth. Like you could never, like you wake up in the middle of the night, you keep messing with the cruise control on. So he changed it and actually solved the problem. And I start thinking to myself, I need to record the video because there's quite often people missed, even the mechanics at the shop, they bring it in the engine for the overhaul. So if you're planning to do overhaul on your engine, there's really important, just throw the new harmonic balancer. If you own a truck for 3 years and it's never been changed, just change the damn thing. I believe the Cat, at one point in time I bought it was a $500, and then the Detroit's a little bit cheaper, and I'm not sure how much the Cummings cost, but it plays a big role. Does a harmonic balancer, if you tight on money and you don't want to spend the extra $500 or whatever that thing costs, can it do any other damage? Yes, it can. So the harmonic balancer is designed to balance the engine, like the final balance. The majority of the engines fairly balanced, like each individual piston, connecting rod, they should be in some sort of spec, but the harmonic balancer actually what makes this really fine tune of a vibration. After a while, the harmonic balancer made as a case, and then there's a big hunk of steel inside, and it glides on like this silicone coating. Eventually the silicone coating gets wore out, and then the chunk of steel inside gets stuck, and the thing doesn't serve any purpose. So if you own a truck, once again, it's over 5 years, or you got 500,000 miles, or change it, but I do recommend to change them every 250,000 miles, or every like 2.5 to 3 years. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. By testing that, you can put a bucket of water on a valve cover on a warm-up engine and see how much your water shakes. And then when you install the new one, do same thing, and I guarantee you will see the difference. Thanks for watching all.